What's going on, guys? John Elder here from codemy.com, and in this video we're going to continue building out the search function of our CRM tool with Python and Tkinter. Alright guys, like I said, in this video we're going to continue building out this search function, make it a little more sophisticated. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and be sure to check out codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube to get $22 off membership. That's all my courses, videos, and books for a one-time fee of just $27, which is insanely cheap, and which is probably going up in the new year 2020. So if you want that price, grab it now. Okay, so up until now, we've got this basic search function where we're just searching by last name. You know, we can type in Elder, click the button, boom, our record for John Elder comes up. Now, that's not great because you could have hundreds, thousands, millions of records with people with the last name Elder, right? That's not unique. So we want to be searching by unique things, but also we may want to search by last name. We may want to search by email address. We may want to search by phone number. We may want to search by all kinds of different things, and we want to have the option to search for whatever we want to search for. So that's what we're going to start to do in this video. We're going to create a drop-down box that allows us to select from several different fields in our database and then search based on what we pick in the search box. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So let's go ahead and pull up our code. And Tkinter comes with a drop-down widget. It's called the option menu, and I've shown you in past videos how to work with that. It's a little finicky and it doesn't look that great. And so instead, in this video, I figured we'd try something a little bit different and use something called a combo box. And to use that, it doesn't actually come with Tkinter. We sort of have to import, well, it comes with Tkinter, but we still have to import it. It's weird. So we have to go from Tkinter, import this TTK thing, right? So don't put a lot of thought into this, just do it. Go ahead and save that. Now let's head down to our search customers function here. This is where that screen is where we're searching. And right now we just have the search box. So let's go ahead and create a drop-down box. Okay, so we can call this anything. I'm just going to call it drop, and it's going to equal a TTK instance thing, and it's a combo box, right? And we want this to be in our search customers, and now we want the value to equal what? Well, we create a Django list here, and we just separate each one. So I'm going to put the first field as search by ... and then we want probably to search by last name. And notice these are not variables or not table columns. These are just text. It's just a heading that's going to be in the combo box. So you can put anything you want here. So we also want to search by email address, let's say, and I don't know, customer ID. I'll just put those for now. Okay. So now we need to set the current, so the drop-down box will appear, but it'll be blank unless we set a current one of these values as the default. So let's go drop.current. And then we just reference the list item number, right? So the first item of a Python list is always 0. So we're just going to have the 0th thing, this search by, listed as the drop-down default for now. Okay, and now we need to, let's see, grid this guy onto the screen. So we want to put this in row 0 and then column 2. So we want it right next to the box where we can type into. So let's save this and head back over here to our code, and let's run this again. So here's our main app. We can search customers, and when we do, this thing pops up, and here's our new combo box, right? So if we click on it, it drops down. It has last name, email address, and customer ID. We can click on any one of these. And okay, so looking good. We've got this. Now let's change this from search customer by last name. Let's just type in search instead, because we're not searching just by last name anymore. So let's pull up our code, and let's see. That would be right here, it looks like. Okay, save this, and let's just run this again to make sure that looked okay. Okay, search. Yeah, And we might want to get rid of this and just move all these over. I'll leave that to you. It's just an aesthetic thing. Okay, so now we want to be able to click this and have something happen. So what do we do there? Well, as you remember from the last couple of videos, when we click this search button, it fires up this search now function. So we can come up here to our search now function, and let's play around with this a little bit. I'm going to comment out all of this stuff that was already in our search function because I don't want to be looking up stuff in the database just yet. First, we got to work on some logic for our new drop-down box. So let's create a variable. I'm going to call it selected. Call it whatever you want. And we're going to set this equal to drop.get. Now remember, combo boxes like option menus, you have to get them or set them, right? So we can get whatever's in our combo box and put it in selected. So let's just make some real quick logic. So if selected equals, let's say, this first guy, where'd we go? Search now, where'd it go? There it is. Then we want to do something. And let's just copy this and paste it in 3 times. Okay, so instead of search by, the next one is going to be last name. Let's do this. And these have to be exact. That's why I'm copying and pasting these, right? We're just doing a basic if statement, comparison operator. Oops, let's see. So search by last name, email address, and the last one was customer ID. Okay. And just for now, to make sure this is working, I'm just gonna make a variable called test, and that's a label, and it's gonna be in our search customers, and the text is gonna be equal to, hey, you forgot to pick a drop-down selection. I don't know, right? Okay, so now we want to test.grid that to the screen, and it's going to be in row, what? Row 3, I guess. Column equals 0. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this for each of these and just paste it in. But for the text, let's change this to you picked last name, and this one would be you picked email address, and then this one will be you picked customer ID. Okay, so let's save this and just run it to see if this is working right. It's Christmas Eve. It's very likely that I did something to mess up my code because it's Christmas Eve. Who wants to work? All right, so let's go search by last name. You pick last name. Let's go search by. So we forgot to pick anything, right? So, hey, you forgot to pick a drop-down selection, right? Email address. Hey, you picked email address. It's overriding. You pick customer ID. Okay, so that's all working. Now we want to actually search. So let's bring all this stuff back, right? But here's our search code, right? So searched equals search box, whatever we typed in the box, right? And then here we're going to select from customers where last name is whatever search for. So that worked fine when we were only searching for last name, right? But it's not necessarily going to work now. So let's grab all this, and I'm just going to comment this out for now. And let's come up here. And so for last name, this will still work. So let's just put this in there, right? And then for each of these, we're going to have to modify this. So for email address, let's go back up here and look at our actual database. And if we can find it, what did we call the actual name for email address? That was just email. All right, so we need to search for email when we're searching for an email, not email address. So, all right, let's look through here. Last name, email address, let's change this to email. And then finally, the customer ID. I believe this works just with ID, or maybe it's OID, or is it user ID? Let's go back here and look, because the ID gets created on its own. We didn't actually define ID. Oh yeah, user ID. Okay, so we need to change that to user ID. That was wrong on that one. So there we go. Where user ID equals. Now we may have to play around with this again, because this user ID is a number, and I'm not sure how the database handles the number. Does it think of it as a number? Let's come up here and look. See, we put it as an integer, and if we try and pass a string in and it searches for an integer, that may throw an error. It may not. We'll have to see. Okay, so let's look at this here. So if it's search by, then we get this error, and it says, hey, forgot to pick a thing. If we search by last name, we're going to set this equal to whatever. If we pick by email address, we're going to set this equal to email. And if we search by ID, we're going to set this equal to user ID. All right, so that should work. Now we can actually just leave the rest of this code, I think. Yeah, we want to change this probably to row. Oh, that's probably fine too. Now let's change this to row 4. Now let's change this to row 3, and we'll change this to row 2. 2 and 2 and 2. Okay. This may work. It may not. Let's give it a try. Remember, it's Christmas Eve. Search customers. Okay, so first off, let's just type in elder. And let's click here. We want to search by last name, and boom, it worked. Since you picked last name, we'll have to get rid of that. And then it puts this thing here. So I'm going to come over here to our list customers, because I don't remember what we had 2. So Tim Smith is the other one, tim@smith.com. So let's try Smith. That changes. Okay, so let's close this. Let's try this again. Okay, so let's search by nothing. Hey, you forgot to pick a thing. All right. Well, let's try elder again. See what happens now. Underneath that, it says okay. All right, so that's working. Before I forget, though, let's come back here and get rid of all these other labels, because they're annoying. So you can get rid of this and this and this. Okay, so that's better. Let's save this and run it again. Oh, we got a thing here. Line 127. Oh, we'll play with that in a minute, see what that's all about. All right, so search customers. All right, so now let's search for tim@smith.com and search by email address. Hey, Tim Smith. It worked. Okay, so let's look at here. Tim's ID is 2. So I'm going to close this and run it again. Now let's search by ID of 2 and see if we get Tim Smith. Now this, we might get an error. Let's see. Nope, it still worked. It converted it to an integer on its own, it looks like, or it just doesn't care. So, okay, that is working. Let's try 1, customer ID. Boom, John Elder. Awesome. So there's one more thing we can try. Let's run this one more time just to make sure that if we search by something that doesn't come up, record not found, that still works. Search by this. Hey, you forgot to pick a drop down, record not found. Okay, so that seems to be working. It's kind of ugly still, but again, those are just aesthetic things. You can play around with that. And we're getting this, what is this? Local variable reference before assignment, line 124. It's not throwing up any results. Oh, right here. Huh. Well, let's just go SQL equals nothing to begin with, just to make sure. I'm going to clear the screen here, and let's run this again, see if we get the same errors. So let's run this. search by whatever, record not found, closed, no more error. Okay. So that's how to create a drop-down box. That's how to search for a specific record based on one of those things. And you can, add this as much things if you want here. So we have last name, email, and user ID, but our database up here has first name, last name, zip code, price paid, user ID. Price paid might be an interesting one to look for. You could search for everybody that paid $49, right? And it'd bring up everybody. That'd be kind of cool, right? We can do user ID. We could do email, address 1, address 2. So if you want to search by somebody's address, that might be something you want to search for. Maybe you'd add that. City, state, you get all the people in the city, in Chicago, all the people in Texas, right? All the people in Germany, wherever, right? You can search by phone number, payment method, discount code, get everybody that used a discount code. Maybe that's something you want to search for. So you can put that in the drop-down box. And like I said, our app is still looking pretty ugly. We're going to get around to making it look nice later on. I'm just getting the functionality built in right now. So that's cool. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and check out Konami.com where you can use coupon code YouTube to get $22 off membership. You pay just $27, one-time fee to access all my courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 60,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Konami.com, and I'll see you in the next video.